Have you checked? Last day we have learned about the flame, and not just we have just learned what is flame, and we have learned about different types of combustion: rapid combustion, explosion, and spontaneous combustion. And slow combustion is also there, but in maximum or most of the times we just include it in the rapid combustion. Complete and incomplete combustions are also there. So today we will explain, or we will learn in detail about the flames. Okay. So the candle flame has so many zones around it. I have told you the three main zones it has: non-luminous zone, luminous zone, and dark zone. So what is the non-luminous zone? The luminous zone surrounded by a thin zone is called non-luminous zone. This one I told you yesterday also. The outermost zone, that is called the non-luminous zone, and this is the hottest zone also. So I told you yesterday. Tell me any one of you who can tell, just raise your hand, that why it is the hottest zone, why the outermost zone is the hottest zone, why the outermost zone of a candle is the hottest zone. Can anyone tell me the answer? I told you yesterday that. Mona Lisa, yes. I can see you have raised your hand.
The outermost zone is the hottest part because it gets more access to the oxygen and is mainly surrounded by air mostly.
Yes, that is the correct answer. So as the outermost zone can get it is in the direct contact with the atmospheric oxygen, right? So there to the outermost layer, we can see complete combustion or complete burning. So this is why the temperature is also maximum there. So this is why this is the hottest zone of a candle flame. This is the outermost part or outermost zone of a candle flame, the non-luminous zone. And this is the hottest zone because it is in direct contact. It is in direct contact with the atmospheric oxygen. And as it is in direct contact with the atmospheric oxygen, we can see complete burning of the wax vapor there, or complete combustion or complete burning of the wax vapor. So this is why this is the hottest zone. And what is the color of this zone? What color we can see in this zone?
Blue.
Blue.
Color.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Shreya.
Ma'am, I can say one thing, ma'am. Can I say?
Yes, of course. Tell it.
Ma'am, when I updated the Zoom app, then the recent option is not there.
Yes, Zoom update was available. You cannot find the raise hand option.
No, ma'am.
You can see the reactions.
Yes,
Yes,
Shreya, go to the reaction. You will find it.
Inside
okay,
the reactions, you will see the raise hand. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
The smileys, thumbs up, hand raise, clapping, all the options are available there into the reaction. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I can't find.
Okay, it's okay. Now the luminous zone, the next zone or the middle part is called luminous zone. This zone is bright yellow. The color is bright yellow, and that surrounds the dark zone. So luminous zone is present exactly between non-luminous zone, that is the outermost zone, and dark zone, that is the innermost zone. So we can say this is the middle part of a candle flame. In this zone, the wax vapors do not burn completely, as the supply of air is inadequate for combustion. So as the luminous zone has a cover or shade of non-luminous zone, so it cannot come in direct contact with the oxygen. It cannot get sufficient oxygen for burning. So here in this particular zone, we cannot see complete combustion or complete burning. It breaks up the carbon and hydrogen particles. These particles leave the flame as smoke and soot. This is the middle part of the flame and moderate hot. Okay, have you seen ever that if the flame is not burning properly, have you seen that black smokes sometimes come out, or even in the even in case of oil lamps also, you must have seen that black smokes are coming out?
Yes, ma'am.
That happens due to the incomplete combustion. That happens due to the incomplete combustion of this luminous zone. When it is burning properly, brightly, enough oxygen is present there and enough fuel is also present there. That means if we are using candle, then enough wax. If we are using the oil lamp, then enough oil. If the fuel is enough, if oxygen, sufficient oxygen is there, then it will burn properly, it will light properly, brightly. And but if you will see that if there is less oil in the lamp, it will burn very dimly, and some black colored smoke will come out from the oil lamp. And in case of candles also, we can see black colored smokes come out. That happens due to the incomplete combustion of this luminous zone, because this zone cannot come in contact with atmospheric oxygen directly. This is why incomplete combustion is seen here. Now dark zone. Dark zone is the innermost part or innermost zone of a candle flame. This zone is completely dark and emits no light. At the center, you will see that it emits no light. The flame as a whole, it seems very bright, and we can see the flame is very bright. But if you look very close, from a very close distance, very closely, if you have a look, then you will see that the center part doesn't have any brightness. Now the wax vapors remain unburned in this part as no oxygen is available here. So whenever you will just blow off the candle, you will see that that the part that if you blow off the oil lamp, then you will see that the cotton we use, or even for the candles also, here you will see when you blow off the candle, you will see that black part there, right? You will see this part has turned black completely. This part. Why? Because this is the part where incomplete combustion takes place. So there actually oxygen cannot reach. Around the dark zone, there is luminous zone. Around the luminous zone, surrounding the luminous zone, there is the non-luminous zone. So oxygen cannot reach the dark zone. So no oxygen is available there. So this part remains unburned. Sorry, not incomplete combustion. No burning or combustion happens here. The flame appears grayish black in this region as no combustion takes place. Here, due to accumulation of wax vapor that is not burnt. It is the innermost zone and it is the least hot part of the flame. This is why you must have seen some people doing the trick that they can they can just turn off or blow off the candle with by using their thumbs, right? Or people may also sometimes, don't try to do it yourself in your home, okay? But you must have seen some people do this trick, that they can just move their finger or hand.
With a knife.
Yes, with a knife or anything, they can, yes, they can even blow it off by using just simply their thumbs. So they do it very quickly. How they do it? Because they avoid the non-luminous and luminous zone. They directly and very quickly, they just hit to the dark zone. The dark zone, this is why they don't get burnt. In the dark zone, no burning occurs. So to the final or outermost layer, that is the non-luminous zone, in that layer, complete combustion takes place. To the middle layer, the luminous zone, there incomplete combustion takes place. And to the innermost layer or the dark zone, there no combustion or no burning takes place. The reason is the outermost layer gets the maximum oxygen, and it can get it is in direct contact with the atmospheric oxygen. The middle layer can get the atmospheric oxygen, but not in adequate quantity to complete for complete combustion. And the innermost layer, that is the dark zone, it doesn't get any oxygen, so no burning takes place. This is the least hot part of candle flame. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now just a second. I'm going to show you one video. It just changed the page just got changed. Let me set it again, and then I will show you that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, can you see this page?
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
hot luminous gas, yes, ignited out during the combustion. You can see the two different types of flames. Another one is coming out from the ovens and another is coming out from the candle. So the right hand side, we can see the flame is more blue. The flame is more blue means what? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, it is the most
It
hottest.
is very hot and
Yes, it is much more
is the
hot and it
direct
is
contact with the atmosphere.
it is using more oxygen, right? Here,
Yes,
in
ma'am.
case of
Ma'am.
candles, we can see a single flame. That means it is using less oxygen. And here, in case of burners or ovens, we can see
much oxygen.
yes. Okay, see. The outer zone, middle zone, and inner zone of a candle. The outer zone is blue in color, and it is the non-luminous zone. And complete combustion can be seen. This is how point-wise you can see, so that it will be easier for you to memorize things. These are the
Yes,
main
ma'am.
points of the outer zone. Blue in color, non-luminous zone, complete combustion, and it is the hottest zone. So these are the 4 main points from outer zone. Now the middle zone. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
The same, just the opposite things. It will be, the middle zone is yellow in color because it doesn't get enough or adequate oxygen.
Yes, ma'am.
It is the luminous zone.
Incomplete, partial combustion
Partial combustion or incomplete combustion
and
can be
moderate
seen here.
and moderately hot.
Moderately hot. Very good. So it is not too hot and it is not least hot. It is moderately hot. Now inner zone, it is completely black in color.
Dark zone.
Yes, this is why it is called the dark
Unburned
zone.
one.
And no burning or combustion, incomplete combustion can
Dark
be
zone
seen here.
And least hot.
Least hot.
Least hot. Yes. So it's taking too time for the options to come.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, some examples are also given here. You can see goldsmith use outermost zone of the flame to melt a gold or silver. So this is how you must have seen that people who work in the jewelry shop, they use the outermost layer or zone from the burner to melt the gold or silver. Have you seen ever melting the gold and
Yes,
silver?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is how, see, they keep the burner at a distance from the material. Why? So that the material can get the flame from the outer zone, because that is the hottest part. If they keep the burner close to that material, what will happen? It will take much more time to get melt, right? So this is why they keep that burner at a distance, so that the material can get the temperature from the outermost layer of the flame and they can be melted at a very less time.
Yes, ma'am. Quickly.
Hold a thin long copper wire just inside the non-luminous zone of a flame. So what is the non-luminous?
In our book on the next page only.
Yes, so what will happen? Can you tell me what will happen if you hold it to the non-luminous zone?
And it will become black and red hot and red.
Yes, if you hold it to the outer zone, it will become immediately red in color. And if you hold it to the middle part, then what will happen? The part of the copper that is at the middle part, it will turn black. And the outer part, the part of the copper that will in contact with the outermost zone of the candle, that will turn red, completely red. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's it. That's enough for now. Now let's just continue this chapter. So the same thing you will see here, the activity in this activity part, to test the structure of a candle flame. The materials that you need: a candle, narrow glass tube and tongs, glass slide and thin copper wire. Methods are: light a candle, do not keep it in any airy space, and as the flame should not flicker, can you see the 3 zones clearly? So just light a candle and try to see the 3 zones clearly. Take a narrow glass tubes with tongs. So here you can see. So these are the holders. Okay. So you will have to take it, and what you will have to do now, bring the lighted candle near the other end of the test tube. Introduce one of its end to the dark zone of the flame. So take a narrow glass tube and introduce one of its end to the dark zone. Can you see it?
Yes,
Dark
ma'am.
zone means the innermost part. This part. So you will have to take one end of the glass tube and put it to the darker zone, or the innermost part, innermost zone of the candle flame. Now bring the lighted candle near the other end of the tube. What do you observe? What is the substance burning? A, in darker zone. So what you will have to do? This one. Take a clean glass slide, and next what you will have to do, take a clean glass slide with a pair of tongs and introduce it into the luminous zone of the flame that has a circular black ring formed on the slide. Actually, the page is continuously zooming out and zooming in. I can't read it properly. I'm getting some difficulties in reading. Okay, now it's okay, I think. Take a clean glass slide with a pair of tongs and introduce it into luminous zone of the flame. Has a circular black ring formed on the slide. What is this black substance? So you will have to just understand, or you will have to think that what are the questions of these answers. Okay, let's read this full part, then we will just discuss it. Now next what you will have to do, take a thin long copper wire with a pair of tongs and introduce its tip just inside the flame. For a few seconds, does this wire tip take longer to become red hot first, and why? Okay, so now let's see the observation and conclusion. In the first case, the upper end of the tube will be burnt, will be lit up. The wax vapor present in the inner zone rises up, flows up through the tube, and serves as a fuel for this second flame. In the second case, a dark black ring is formed on the glass slide, and if we try to wipe the glass, it goes off very easily. And in the third case, the wire becomes black in the luminous zone of the flame. It becomes red hot in the non-luminous zone. Okay, let's see this one. The first one, what they have done, they have lighted a candle and they have hold just a glass, simply glass tube or glass rod to the center or the innermost part of the candle. Now innermost part of the candle flame, that is the dark zone. There the what we can get from there, we can get the wax vapor from there, but that is the least hot part of the flame, right? So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
will happen? The wax vapor will flow through this tube and it will flow out. And now if you just hold another candle here at the other end, what will happen? You can see, or it is visible clearly in the picture. What will happen? In that case, the wax vapor will act as a fuel for burning, and it will help to burn the other candle or any substance that we are using. So if we keep it here, it will help it to keep burning, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you keep anything burning here, the wax vapor will flow through the tube, and it will serve as a fuel, and it will help this substance to keep burning. Now in the second part, what happened?
Outermost.
Yes. So we have hold this part, this glass slide, to the outermost part, above the outermost part of the candle flame. And now what happened? A black colored spot we can see here. What is this black colored spot? This black colored spot is what is this? It is actually made by carbon.
Carbon.
Due to
Carbon,
incomplete
yes.
combustion from the wax vapor, when the wax vapor comes out, in the outermost layer we can see the complete combustion, right? In the outermost layer we can see the complete combustion, and due to combustion, what is produced? Combustion means fuel plus oxygen, that will make carbon dioxide
And
and hydrogen and water vapor sometimes, and energy. It will release heat, energy, sometimes sound. In case of candle, sound is not applicable. So this black colored spot that we can see, that is due to the burning. This is actually the carbon, okay, that is stored here. And this is why if we just rub it with any clean cloth, it will be easily erased or removed. And now the third one, if we just if we hold a copper wire to the which zone they have hold it, let me see, to which zone they have hold the copper wire, thin copper wire.
No, I think in the non-luminous zone. And according to the
Yes.
picture.
No zone is particularly said here. Okay, if we hold it to the outermost zone, it will turn red. It will be turn red hot, actually, what we call. We can also perform this experiment with an iron wire, okay, or if your iron wire and copper wire also, it will turn red hot if we hold it to the outermost layer. It will turn blackish if we hold it to the middle or the innermost layer. So if we hold it to the innermost layer, the part that will touch the innermost layer, that will turn black, but some part of the copper will still, because it will have to penetrate through all these outermost layers, so the part of the copper that will be still in touch with the outer layer, it will be red in color, and the part of the copper that will be in touch with the with the innermost layer, that will be of black color. And if we hold it to exactly the middle layer, what will happen? Can anyone tell me? At first it will turn red, and then gradually, if you move it towards the inward part, it will start turning black. So when you will hold it to the middle part, at first it will turn red, but as you will move it to the innermost part, it will start turning black. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the observation of these three experiments here. Okay, in the next class, we will discuss about the fuels, because without fuel, the burning is not possible. Oxygen and fuel, for burning or combustion, the presence of both oxygen and fuel is equally important. So we will start fuel in the next class. Okay.
Okay,
Now
ma'am.
just you can mute or unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Akhil Qureshi,
Present, ma'am.
Ashutosh Singh,